Lots of creators think they need a full portfolio, brand deals, and years of experience before they can start pitching, but honestly, that's backwards. What you actually need first is a clear way to present yourself, your value, or your offer to a brand. So in this video, we're going to break down how to build a UGC pitch deck with AI from scratch, because I want to show you how to create the structure early so you can replicate it for your own brand, your own niche, and your own style. We're going to go from simple prompts to ready to present deck, refine it with chat and the craft feature, and turn it into something that feels polished, dynamic, and actually useful for pitching. That way, instead of waiting until you feel ready, you can start building a presentation system that grows with you. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is waiting too long to think about your rates and build your pitch deck. What makes Prezi AI interesting is that it's so easy to use. You can start with a simple prompt or even upload an existing file and it generates fully designed presentations in seconds. Then instead of learning a complicated editor, you can just refine the deck by chatting with it, changing the tone, adding sections, restructuring slides, and shaping it into something that feels polished and ready to present. And that's why tools like this are so useful for creators. You're not just making PowerPoint slides, you're creating assets that you can reuse as content, something that you can pitch to brands, and a system that you can grow with. In this video, we're going to break down 3 specific things. 1, how to create a mock UGC pitch deck with Prezi AI from a simple prompt. 2, how to use that mock deck as a starter framework so you can replicate it for your own personal brand. And then 3, how to refine and present it with Prezi AI's chat-based workflow and dynamic canvas so it looks polished and keeps your audience engaged. So if you're a creator or a brand and you want to skip that blank page and get to that ready to present deck faster, check out Prezi AI. The links will be down in the description and the pinned comments. Go down there, sign up for free, follow along with the video, and build out your first pitch deck. So once you logged into Prezi, this is the main workspace that you're going to see. In the center here, we have our chat input, so we can basically type our prompts here. Below this, we have the option to upload a file. Then over here to the right, you can select the model. If we click here, you can see that they have these 2 models, and currently their new model is selected, Prezi AI 3.0 Craft. We're going to keep that on, and once you're ready to prompt, you can click here, Create with AI, and it'll start building your deck. And let's quickly break down the rest of this before we create our UGC pitch deck. Over to the left is the main menu. You can click here to create a new deck. Below this, you have all projects. Here in the center, you're going to be able to see all the projects that you've created. Now back in the menu, if we click on presentations, this will show us all of our different presentations, and it allows us to come down here and just click on this plus and create a new presentation. And again, we can select Prezi AI 3.0, Prezi 2.5. We can create from a template or we can create from scratch. For now, let's keep looking at the menu. So let's come over here to videos, and I really like this. Let's say you create a deck that's eye-catching, that has some visuals that stand out. It's really immersive. You could also create a short VSL to go with that deck. So you record a video of yourself presenting the deck using this videos feature, and you turn that deck into a video sales letter, right? Something pitching your product or yourself. You can save that as a resource and put that up on your landing pages, in your emails, and just different things to make you stand out. Imagine you're pitching to your first brands and you don't just send them a deck, you send them an interactive deck that is not only that, but it is also a video sales letter, like you're presenting yourself well, you've written out a script. I think that would make brands remember you, seeing as you would probably be one of the only people really taking that extra effort, but Prezi is gonna make it easy for you. And here, if we come down to the plus, we click here, you'll see that Prezi asks you for camera access because it's going to be recording you as you pitch your deck. Very simple, just allow the camera access. You can also get this as a desktop app, so be sure to check that out as well. So once you authorize your webcam and your microphone, you'll see that you show up here on the screen and you can start using the video feature here. Now, if you want to present over here on the right, it's very simple. Click this plus option here and you can actually start typing in anything that you want here. And as you can see, it shows up on the screen. So it's very easy to just continue to add another slide while you talk and just type in kind of what you want to highlight. There's these options down here as well. So like if I turn this on, it will make sure that what I've written just shows up alone here on the screen. We can also import an image. If I click here where it says add visual, I can add a PNG from my computer. I can add content from my Prezi account, from Google Drive, from OneDrive, and from Dropbox. There's also a bunch of stickers that you can add here. For example, if I click this, you'll see that it shows up there on the screen. If I have this option selected here, you can see that it just puts the image here, and then I can click here and it will make it full screen. And if I click here, it will turn it off. If I want to get rid of this image, all I have to do is switch this off and the image is gone. So it gives you a lot of control to present and to get creative with Prezi. You also have the option to present this inside of a video call, so you can do this live while you're talking to people. It's very easy to manage. Let's go back to the dashboard. And what I want to do is use the craft feature. Let's get started. I'm going to start with a detailed prompt, and we're going to see if Prezi AI 3.0 Craft, their new model, can pull this off. So I'm going to tell it to create an 8-slide UGC creator pitch deck that feels polished, professional, and ready to present to brands. This deck should be visually dynamic, modern, and persuasive with a clean, creator-focused style that feels premium but approachable. We'll see about the design as we go through this. We'll obviously edit it in a second. But let's scroll down, and basically I'm going to ask it to break this into 8 parts. It's got 8 slides. So we have our cover slide, our about me slide, our social proof and stats, our audience demographics, our portfolio, our past collaborations, our service and rates, and our call to action. Now remember that if you don't have some of this stuff, for example, if you've never had any past collaborations, just don't include it. But when you start getting your first collaborations, you might want to add these back in here. All right, so the goal is to make this feel like a persuasive starter deck a creator could duplicate and customize for their own brand. So now I'm going to come over here and click create with AI. One of the great things about Prezi is that it's actually trained on 500 million plus presentations, and it's tailored for design. On the right here in the canvas, we can see that the presentation is being built out by Prezi. And then on the left, we can see exactly what Prezi's doing in the chat. It's breaking down everything step by step. All right, so on the right, we have our first version of our deck. We can see here that it's got the different pages. So if we scroll down, it's got the 8 pages like I asked for. Prezi actually did an amazing job. Over here on the left in the chat, we can see that I told it to include these 8 slides. So the cover slide, the about me slide, the social proof slide. And over here we can see here's our cover slide, here's our about me slide, here's our social proof slide, and then here is our audience demographic slide. Our portfolio slide is here, and we have a past collaborations, which is here, campaign results and feedback, and then services and rates, slide 7, and 8, a call to action, right? So this is slide 8. So it understood exactly what I needed. And for using just one prompt, it did a really good job. Now, this is just a template of a UGC creator pitch or a UGC portfolio. You can update this by adding your name here, for example, and your picture, and then go through here and use this as a template to basically create your first UGC pitch deck. Some of you may be new and you may not have all this information, right? That's why I said this could be an evolving system. It's things that you could be updating as you grow. For example, if you haven't done any UGC campaigns, you could always create content related to the types of campaigns that you want to do or the brands you want to work with and put those here in work examples. Then your insights, you can always change these as you go, like focus on the current insights that you have, like what do you have available. If you don't have much, don't worry. Like I said, as you create more content and grow, you'll get more of this information. But for example, you can check your insights on social media and just copy and paste that information here. And really, I would say run some tests. If you haven't done anything before, just create some mock content. It's not going to hurt. The brand might see it and it'll make it easier for you to reach out to them. And then here you can populate this as you go. Like you can find this information on YouTube. You can use your Instagram analytics, just whatever you think would be helpful and valuable. And then over time, you'll understand in your niche and in your market, and basically with whoever you're working with, you'll understand the important information that you need. But having like a who I am slide, an intro slide, some example content, even maybe feedback from your audience. Sometimes you could get creative with the feedback and the results that you could put in here. You could put comments from your audience just showing that they're engaged with certain topics. Like let's say you're reaching out to a power tool company and you're making videos about power tools and everybody's always asking for like where you're getting your tools. You could always use those comments as examples here just to show that you're getting engagement in a specific niche or with a specific audience that they might be interested in. Then over here in offerings, now this is really important because as a full-time creator, something that I use every day is a rate sheet. So this here could be like your first step to getting your rate sheet set up. This is basically letting people know about your offer, your service, or how you can work together. And it's very important to have your contacts in here, right? Make it real easy for them to contact you. And for now, I think this style is fine, but let's use the different design tools in here to see what we can update and change. Let's come over to the chat on the left and let's check this out here. So at the bottom here, it said for the design, I selected Will Ness's product pitch look. First, let me generate your slides and then the zooming Prezi overview. Here's what I designed from your brief. Take a look. If you like it, let's use it. If it's not your style, I can try something completely different. Here you can select like not really. Is it okay? Yes. We're not going to select this yet. What I want to see is this here, your designer. Let's click this. And here you can see your custom AI designer. Right now it's selected on Will Ness and it says healthcare designer, clinical precision and warmth balance for dense medical content. And it selected this vibe here. I like that it did that. But there's all these other options we can pick. So let's come over here to the left menu and you can see there's other names. Let's click here on Claire. On the right, you can see that the style has changed. And by the title here, it looks like Claire specializes in SaaS design, right? So here you have the bento grid style, just different SaaS styles and looks. I kind of like some of these, of course, allowing us to get creative with what we want to pick. So let's click here on technical designer. His name is Tab LaTurner. That's an interesting name. And here on the right, you can see it gets technical, right? So ACI, modern 3D, Obsidian. Let's click here on artsy designer. So for all my creatives out there, you have the rubber hose style, craft studio, pixel art. Let's go to bold designer. I like this here. I think I like this geometric bold. Maybe we can change it up with that, or we can go with like a brutalist style or something easy to read and understand. Let's come back to the healthcare design. Some of these are really interesting. Like this one's pretty cool, but basically, as you can see, we can change up the design real easy by coming in here and selecting one of these different designers. And if we want to add our branding, we can come here to add your branding. You can put your brand's URL here and it will pull fonts and logos and colors automatically, and you can just customize this. But let's go back to choose our designer. And what I want to do is change up the style a little bit. So let's click on, let's see, I like what we have now, but let's try some of these different examples. So let's come over to, I don't want this to be boring. We can get creative. So let's click on this rubber hose real quick and check this out. Regenerate with rubber hose. So I selected the rubber hose style. Let's see what we get now. So it changed it up, changed up the colors. Let's give it a second. Let's let it finish up. All right, so there we go. Looks like it's ready. I like what it did. It did give us the rubber hose style, so it made it a bit more creative. You can see that it added these illustrations and changed up the colors, made it look completely different. So this is perfect for what I wanted to do. Just show you guys how easy it is to create a UGC portfolio inside of here and mess around with it, fine tailor it, make it your own, make it memorable, make it something that stands out. One of the cool things about Prezi is its presentation style. Let's come over here and click on Prezi at the top. If you click on this option here, let's come over here to the top right and check this out real quick. Let's click on present. Now it says, welcome to the custom page for the Alex Rivera, which is the name it gave our mock content creator here. Deck, a polished home for your presentation for presenting and sharing with a QR code, downloads and collecting audience contacts. Share the link with your audience to get the most out of it. So not only did you just create a pitch deck, but you also have something that could work as a lead magnet as well. So this is great for your pitch decks, for creating lead magnets, digital products, presentations, learning materials. Here at the top, we can change this to the presenter view. We can enable the camera. We can show the pointer. We can also go full screen. So let's go full screen and I'm going to hit space and we're going to start the presentation. As you can see, it's dynamic. All right, there goes the next slide, next slide, next slide. And I think this is way more engaging than some boring PowerPoint presentation. And we did this in just one prompt. There's even a QR code here that they can scan to open this presentation on their phone. So let's go back and see if we can change this one more time. Let's go back to the dashboard. All right, so we're back on the dashboard. Here's our presentation. If we want to edit it, we can always come down here, click on this, click on edit presentation here, and it'll take us back to the chat. And let's say we wanted to change it up again. We can come in here, click a different designer. Let's go more for this bold design here. I'm going to click on this one, the geometric bold. Regenerate with geometric bold. And let's see what we get. All right, so there we can see that it's updating the first slides. I like the style that it's using. Have fun, experiment with these tools. You don't need to be like a top tier designer. All right, so perfect, it's ready. Let's check out the Prezi version. Let's come over here and click on Prezi again. All right, as you can see, it changed up the whole style. Let's come over here and click on present. Let's go back over here. I'm gonna hit space. All right, cool. Go through here. So imagine sending this over to a brand, even just without presenting it to them and having them click through this on their own, I think would make it much more memorable, much more professional, and make you stand out for sure. So here we are inside of the presentation feature again, and I want to show you guys the apps here on the right. If you click here on explain this to me, it will explain the slides to you. You can also generate a quiz. You can generate a narrated video. You can generate a podcast, a transcript. You can download this as a PDF. You can download as a PowerPoint. You can download here as a Scrum, and you can make a copy to reuse this. You can also start something new by uploading a PowerPoint. Let's click here on generate a quiz. Down here, we can see that it's currently generating the quiz for us, and it looks like it's going to take about 60 seconds for it to generate that quiz. So let's give it a second. All right, perfect. So it took less than 60 seconds. Let's click here on open quiz. It's basically going to break down the content inside of your presentation, turn it into a quiz that you can share with your audience after the call. Let's close this out. I'm going to click here on generate narrated video, and it looks like it's going to take about 3 minutes to generate that video, but let's give it a second. All right, so it looks like our narrated video is ready. I'm going to click here on watch as narrated video, and let's see what we get.
This presentation outlines a professional approach to user-generated content for high-growth lifestyle and tech brands. The focus here is on authentic storytelling, creating a bridge between brands and their target audiences. Contact information is provided for direct inquiries via email or social media channels. The strategy involves organic content and creative direction to build consumer trust through relatable problem solving. We have reviewed the creator profile. Next, we will examine the data and performance insights. Creative results are measured by data, showing consistent reach across TikTok and Instagram Reels. Performance metrics include a follower base of over 85,000 and a 5.2% engagement rate. Audience insights show a strong concentration in the 18 to 34 age range. 62% of the audience is based in the United States, with a majority identifying as female. With the audience data established, we move to specific campaign examples and client feedback. Recent campaigns cover sectors such as premium skincare, modern technology, and designer fashion. Feedback.
As you can see, Prezi will create an AI-generated voiceover for your presentation, so you won't even need to worry about presenting it yourself. I really like this feature because if you're creative, you could use this as content. And you can also come down here and click on generate a podcast. Let's do that. All right, so it looks like our podcast is ready. Let's click here on listen as podcast.
We're looking at a pitch from Alex Rivera today, and it really highlights how the line between a creator and a marketing strategist is basically vanishing.
It is interesting because Alex isn't just saying, I make pretty videos. The focus is on authentic storytelling for tech and wellness brands, which are two sectors that usually struggle to feel human.
So I really like the generate narrated video and the generate narrated podcast feature here. I think both of these are smart ways to recycle and reuse content. Let's say we layered some visuals on top of this voiceover. It's 3 minutes and 16 seconds long, which means it could be a YouTube video. You can always copy the link here, or you can download it as an MP3 file. I'm going to click here on download as MP3 file. And now I have my podcast on my computer to reuse as content. We also have this chat feature here, which gives us some options to interact with Prezi AI. And then here at the top, we have this Prezi option. And then we also have this newscaster feature, which is what we looked at earlier. Let me close this out here. It says here, just present or drag and pin cards. So let's click here on got it. And as we can see, there is our presentation, and I can literally interact with it by clicking on it, and I can drag cards around. And anytime I click on this, it will actually allow me to take parts of my presentation and drag it around, making this very interactive and easy for me to point out different things that I'm trying to talk about as I go through the presentation. Another awesome feature. But let's say there was something I wanted to change here. Like, let's say I wanted to make the your name section different. There you can see in the chat that it's redesigning the cover slide for us. So it's very simple. You can literally just talk to the agent here. So if you click on this, it'll show me here the system prompt, or like the main prompt that we use to start this all. And we can always change this up and make it better and regenerate the presentation. If you want to add any supporting documents, you can click here on add files, and you can upload, for example, your PowerPoint, and it'll convert it into a Prezi. So it won't be like a boring PowerPoint presentation anymore. Now, if you want to export this, if you come over to the right, click here on export, and you have the option to share it. So you can share a link to it. Then you have the option to download it. You can also use the Prezi editor here again, and you can add a narrated video and podcast to this. So there's a lot of different features you can do. What I'm going to do for now is just click here on download. It gives us 3 options here. We can do PDF, editable, PPTX, and SCORM for course platforms. So if you're a teacher, you've got this feature here, and I'm going to do PDF for now. There we can see that it's exporting the PDF for me. So when it's done, it's going to download that. I opened up the PDF version of what we were just working on, and you could definitely use this to create, like I said, lead magnets and learning materials super quickly. And I think every creator could benefit from having a tool that works fast like this and is easy to use. So as you can see, Prezi is built for the task at hand, and it's never too early for you guys to start sharing your rates and pitching and reaching out to brands. If you have an audience, brands will be interested. And my biggest advice for all of you is to just start creating that content anyways, and the brands will notice over time. So start reaching out, start creating the content. Remember, the links to Prezi are going to be down in the description and the pinned comments. Make sure to go down there, sign up for your free account, create your first pitch deck. For those new here, I'm the avatar of John Kelly, one of the minds behind Digital Creator AI. We built this channel from scratch to over 110K, and we're helping creators and solopreneurs master the best AI tools, workflows, and strategies. So if that sounds like you, make sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. Also, don't forget, if you want to turn your content on social media into an actual online business, you're going to need systems. So for a limited time, I'm hooking up my viewers with a free Instagram DM and comment automation tool so you don't have to pay for expensive apps like ManyChat. You'll never miss another comment or DM on Instagram, and I'll personally show you how I use it to get leads while I sleep and sell digital products on autopilot. If that sounds like something you need, the link is also down in the description. Sign up and let me know what you think. Now, if you're interested in taking your AI-generated content to the next level and making sure your hooks, scripts, and copy sound authentic and human, watch the video showing up on the screen, and I'll catch you all in the next one.